Hey, and thanks for everybody joining us. We have like a really tough slot competing with the focus in introduction and being after lunch, but yeah, great to see you all here. My name is Petri Kalberg. I'm the CTO of Cloud Infrastructure at Nordcloud, and with me I have my dear friend and colleague.
My name is Jakub Holak, and I'm head of software at Nordcloud, meaning I'm working on, among other products, on Clarity Core, which is our FinOps platform. And actually, I should have the badge next to my name, but I think that's the joke from FinOps Foundation, because I'm in progress with getting my FinOps professional certification. So this is why it's empty next to my name, but like practitioner could be there as well. And yeah, Petri, what are we going to discuss today?
With that, straight to the agenda, we're going to start with brief look at the history, so 10 plus years, what we've been doing here, and then going through some real life examples that how we learned that getting the results, even though usually the conditions are not like a perfect all the time. So if you've been practicing the FinOps, you probably recognize most of the stuff we're going to talk. If not, then you're in a lucky position that maybe you can avoid some mistake we did during our journey. And yeah, one very key concept is this pyramid of need, and Jakub is going to explain a little bit like what we mean by that.
So it's a concept that we've came about with like folks that were working on FinOps at Nordcloud for like many years now. This is why we say it's like 10 years of battle scars around FinOps. So we've gathered the smartest guys from our team, and like we tried to conceptualize how to talk with the customers, how to talk with our partners about cloud cost management in general. So, and we figured that there's a certain pyramid of needs, which you are like looking at now at the screens, and it maps perfectly to FinOps to FinOps Foundation's framework. It's just like a new perspective to have, or different angle to use when looking at FinOps capabilities organization need to get. So long story short, there's a path you need to take, and there are no shortcuts. If you want to be successful with FinOps, you need all the colors filled in 100% on this pyramid. And today we're going to take you through this pyramid and some concepts around it, and how starting from the bottom is the only way to get successful with FinOps.
Yeah, but before that, like 10 years of battle scars. So back in 2011, when we started Nordcloud, we had like two basic services. So we were a cloud consulting company, we still are. And the other service was that we were reselling AWS capacity to our customers at the time. We actually do that as well still today. And we didn't realize that back then, like here's like a Google trend for FinOps. So there was like a little ripple here and there, but not much about it. So now looking back, realizing that we actually practiced some of these like a crawl walk phases of FinOps when we started to do the resell, because yeah, we had pretty sizable AWS capacity and had to do all this like a cost visibility and allocation for sure, because we want to send like accurate bills to our clients, but also they had a need to kind of get the different kind of billing than the Amazon guys were able to provide, and yeah, on top of that, we also did this like a buy optimization on their behalf to share the profits basically. And since this all led to that we started building our own FinOps tooling. What we are doing now, it's like, I don't know, third, fourth iteration of it, and working on the next one all the time. So, yeah, the promise was that how can you make meaningful progress with FinOps? when things are not aligning perfectly. I think here the kind of the saying is that perfect is the greatest enemy of good. So quite often, as we're going to see in the following examples, that you just start doing something and don't expect that to be like 100% correct in the beginning. I myself feel that this is like trying to avoid to take the action to say that okay, yeah, this is going to only cover like 78% of our cost, so we need to be better. Yeah, you don't. You just start with that and collect all the low-hanging fruits in the beginning.
Yeah, so thinking about the landscape of cloud cost management, I think it's essential to understand that adoption process isn't linear. And you heard about this on all of the stages today. And you will hear about this all of the stages today. So most customers, they react to like cloud bill arrives, like skyrocketing cost, and so on and so forth. They start to think about cloud cost management when it's like a little bit too late, at least for this particular bill, right? It's already there, and you need to pay it. And the worst thing is the reaction is always, I need to optimize my cloud cost. I need to optimize, I need to make sure that we run the optimal cloud environment. The whole challenge is that there are no shortcuts. The inform stage of the whole framework is like, this is particularly vital part, and by creating this pyramid, we thought exactly this, like we want to show you that to enable what's at the top of this pyramid, so usage optimization or use optimization, you need to go and like do your homework. There's no way you can achieve the cost savings and optimal usage without like making sure that you build this pyramid from bottom up and not trying to build it from the top. You will probably see and hear vendors, even us, saying, yeah, we're going to provide you savings, like 30%, 40%, 50%, like you name it. And of course, it's possible. I will show you like customer case where we saved 40%. But I'm not going to tell you that it's going to happen overnight. It's like hard process that we need to go through with the customer, hand by hand, to help achieve it. As we move forward, like just think where you are in this pyramid, how are you progressing, and how this concept can help you understand what's important with adopting cloud cost management frameworks. So we will go one by one, level after level of this pyramid today, and it all starts with, in our opinion, it all starts with cost visibility and allocation. So I could probably define a showback and what it is, what cloud allocation is, but those are like obvious things. It's like what I'm describing now is like my favorite kind of problem. It's rather simple to understand what you need to do, but it's definitely not easy to achieve that. So it's simple but not easy, and public cloud created unique opportunity for all of us. The opportunity there is like for the first time we are able to run optimal IT resource management. Optimal from, let's say, cost perspective, but in the same way, like operational or availability-wise, that's the opportunity, one of the opportunities public cloud created. At the same time, majority of the organizations were never ready to use it. And one of the most challenging parts is how you manage your cost. So that's the price for the benefits you can get. So for the first times, engineers are making decisions as they go. Like I have this joke that there is no infrastructure as a service. It's like purchase as a service, right? You just write a code and that's a purchase. You need to embrace that as an organization, because if you close that, you are better off with like using on-prem data center. It will be more predictable and just will fit your operational model. So if you want to embrace the cloud, you need to make sure that before you go in front of your teams and tell them, hey, this is what you have, please make sure that you optimize your stuff. You need to get the right data in front of them. And the only way to do that is to first allocate the cost, split the bill, and deliver the information, exactly the information they need in front of them. So the challenge with that is like you need to maintain some kind of metadata, which can be different. In the second we're gonna talk about my favorite part of this whole framework, but you need to make sure that the governance is there, and that's the not easy part, especially if you started without the governance, which we saw many times. So the topic I'm mentioning is using tagging to manage your cloud cost.
Yeah, and like this is also my favorite thing. So people are quite often so focused on tagging, and yeah, I have defined this tagging structure with 15 different tags that has to be there, and I'm like spending huge amount of time to make sure that the tagging stays intact, and like it's not going to solve all your problems. With that, I don't mean you should like forget tagging. It's great, but you typically need to have something else than just pure tagging. So let me give you one typical example that quite many corporations, they tend to list like a cost center in their tags, and makes sense on a first thought. But if you ever try to do that, it starts to get like awful complex and breaking down, because, well, sometimes you have like a development cost, and then you have run cost, and they have a different cost center. So when you move something from development to testing and to production, you're supposed to like do the tagging in sync with that. Yeah, maybe manageable, but like lots of work that adds very little value. The other, I mean, if you can manage that, then the next challenge is right ahead of you, because typically you have like these reorgs coming every now and then. So if you've been working in a big corporation, you know what I'm talking about. And with the reorg comes usually the new cost center codes. So and that happens during something like January 1st, and then you are supposed to like re-tag all your infrastructure on a midnight New Year's Eve, because you cannot like tag the past. It's already past. The billing records have the old tags, and if you come back like January 3rd or something, you already messed your billing data. The other like real life example, I'm not going to give you any names because this can be like a little bit embarrassing, is that sometimes clients come to us and ask that, okay, yeah, could you call your guys at Microsoft that the console gives us this like a proposal of misspelled tags, because somebody misspelled and then the console learned that, okay, yeah, these are the tags you are using, so I'm going to propose them for the next guy. And yeah, not going to do that, because that's like how you build this like shared responsibility in a cloud, that they give you tools and you are responsible of using those. But recently, I mean, it might make sense to rethink about this. So like, could you, for example, harness generative AI to kind of just tag your stuff as it should be and forget it? Maybe you have this on your backlog.
Yeah, we've
checked our products.
We've checked very important like tick box on the presentation in 2023. Yeah. We've managed to squeeze in AI. That's great job. But yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, we were following some, let's say, ideas about how to use machine learning into that. But that would be very advanced, and I have quite the opposite thing. So this is what happens when you don't have your cloud cost properly allocated and you try to optimize. So just skip the pyramid altogether and go to optimize stage. This is something we like literally shared with customers on their like request. This is 51K of EC2s and recommendation for each of these to either right size or keep it like it is. You may probably think that they've managed to save something. No, none of those were ever implemented by the engineering teams. The why is pretty obvious. Nobody had a clue who owns those EC2s. On the contrary, we have like public reference customer, which is distributed innovation. And what we did with them, instead of focusing on use optimization, that's not something I wanted to do. Instead of focusing on use optimization right from the beginning, we spent time with them to allocate every single dollar against applications and teams. And only when that thing was ready, we went in front of the engineering teams, and we told them, this is what you have. These are the recommendations we have from different systems, combined all together, but tailored to your needs. Dear engineer, please now assess if those are valid and run with it. On top of it, we used like a smart hack with the engineers, because like usually when you look at from the top, the cost savings are like hundreds of thousands, but then when you are an engineer running small application, it's like $300 a month. It's not a lot like for company, right? So we incentivized them with showing carbon footprint next to the money. So that was like, yeah, I can make an impact. I can like change the environment around me. So we incentivized not only with those sometimes small cost amounts, but we incentivized them with the GreenOps functions. This resulted in like 40% reduction of the cloud cost within like 3 months from when we started, only because we focused on the right things. So not skipping any point of the pyramid, going exactly how we think it should be, step by step. Let's take you to the next level.
Yeah, and let me try to speed up a little bit so we get all the way to the top. So the buy optimization, which means that you do reservations, savings plans, whatnot. This is like the most basic thing everybody should be doing. And yeah, what makes it so easy and like low-hanging fruit is that you can do this centrally. So this is like a non-technical thing. It's purely like buying construct and affects the unit price you're going to pay for your resources, but it has no effect on like that piece of Terraform code that your engineers are using to deploy their services. So go there, do that. Don't spend too much time on this, because this is just like step on your way forward. And while I said this is like a trivial, we have our best friends at Finnair. Finnair is like Finnish airline. They brought me almost all the way here from Helsinki, so very grateful and big fan of them. What we did with Finnair is we basically moved all stuff in the data center into cloud, and then like switch off the lights at the data center. Like not literally, but yeah. But with this type of thing, the buy optimization becomes quite a bit more than just like savings plans and reservations, because first of all, we did this during the worst COVID time, so there was like no flights at all. So it was kind of difficult to estimate that, okay, how much resources we're going to need when the business catches up again, because now you can run like a single small instance, and it's going to take those 3 flights you're going to have daily. But that's not going to stay like that for long. But there were like many other aspects. So you can make this like an enterprise agreement where you commit to certain growth in your cloud services, and suddenly the buy optimization isn't so simple anymore, but gets quite wide business. So well, let me take back a little bit of that, but still saying that get this done and move forward, and moving forward is the forecast, I think.
Although we say that that's the low-hanging fruit and you shouldn't spend too much like time on this, I can tell you about the customer that planned like project of migrating from data center to the cloud. So they've rebuilt the whole infrastructure and planned that within a month all the traffic will go there. So like it was like quite huge application, so they decided to reserve like very aggressively. But then application team realized that it will not be that easy to move it. So they ended up with having like on-prem situation in the cloud because they bought 3 years reservations, hardcore to maximize the savings, and then the traffic was not there for next 12 months. The cloud bill would be like close to zero if not the reservations that they did mindlessly. So it's very important to closely cooperate with the application team to understand what's going on, not just buy the reservation. And that said, the next level that is important is budgeting and forecasting. And why it's here, why it's important, and why it's dependent on like cost visibility. Just central team says, this is the budget, and you go, like, right? Well, in the cloud, it's very important that the budgeting is happening not only from like top-down directives, but we build that bottom-up. Because if you think about what the forecast is, it's like the past usage of certain applications times your planned growth of business. It's like simplifying, it's exactly this. So proper cost allocation will allow your team to suggest what will be the future of your application. So understanding and having them on the same page, giving them the right data, will enable them to be successful. And I have like one example of another failed migration, actually from the cloud to cloud. So why you need FinOps experts while budgeting and forecasting? This is like probably like, you know, you can look at the cost like database of cloud providers, see what the pricing is, just like understand what's going on, and you're ready to go. So the customer I'm mentioning, they did exactly this. Yeah, we're going to migrate from VMs to some platform as a service services. I saw the pricing list, it's cheaper, we're going to be fine. And then they migrated in December, and they called us in April, hey, actually, my budget for this year is gone. Something went really wrong. And we were like, yes, because you didn't ask your team how much traffic will be there and how much networking will cost. This is not that easy. You need to have FinOps people talking to the engineers and make them collaborate. To both sides needs to understand how the cloud works. And this is why we need this central FinOps team. But again, it all comes back to like people understanding what they run and what they will run. Because if the team that was migrating, they would have the right granularity of data, they would be just fine with assessing the cost themselves. It's just like they only got, you know, this is my tag, this is the price once every month. This is not the way to learn how the structure of your cost looks like. And then we go to the final stage, which everybody is after, like, yeah, cost savings comes exactly from here.
Yeah, so what you mentioned about like FinOps team and engineering, there's been like a couple of different views already today in a speech that I was listening to. I would very much like to say and think that it would be ideal to have a couple of engineers in your FinOps teams, because what this would enable you to do is like have this like a leveled conversation. So it wouldn't be like a finance talking with the engineers, but you could like introduce the engineers talking to the engineers who are maybe a little bit more finance oriented. So making it easy, because use optimization is something that you kind of have to do distributed. There's no way to do it centrally. Even there were on a previous talk that there were examples of how you change like GP2 to GP3 in Amazon, and you save on storage. And while you can in theory do that, it will mess up your like infrastructure as a code if you do this like out-of-band changes. And the only right way is to go through each and every team who owns the services there. So it can also get like a rather technical pretty quickly. So we had one customer, W3 schools, and they run this like a learning platform on cloud. And the challenge there was that they wanted to run like a containers at scale, and at scale, if you click a couple of things forward, so we have this. Like,
yeah, obviously.
The scale for them meant like hundreds of thousands, not 100,000 containers, but multiple hundreds of thousands containers. and in secure multi-tenant clusters to make it a little bit more challenging, like it wasn't already. And then they asked that, yeah, it would be nice if there was like a minimal maintenance effort on this platform. So what we did with them actually was that we compared the 3 different ways to achieve this. You can build it yourself on EC2s. You can run the something called Firecracker that Amazon has for micro VMs. Or you can use a Fargate, and as quite often it happens, that the Fargate came out a winner here, but it was like easiest to operate, but there were serious challenges with that because there are some hard limits that you can only run like 25,000 containers per account per region. So in the end, we built this automation to span new accounts for them and whatnot. So really hardcore techie stuff together with the engineering teams. So just to kind of give some idea that on what level the FinOps team sometimes need to talk with the engineers. So it's not easy, but like everybody knows, the kind of the biggest savings can be found here. The other important thought that I was first thinking that when it starts to talk about it's like a green ops, what's the problem there? So you can have like a dollar spent equals certain amount of carbon dioxide produced, but actually it's not that. You can only save your or reduce your carbon footprint at the use optimization phase, because it is like a buy optimization. It's not really that. It's just like optimizing your unit price, but you still are spending as much resources as before, so no progress there. So yeah, try to get there on top of the pyramid and motivate your engineers by green values. There's other things green than money.
Yeah, we saw customers. Actually, we are in US, so
yeah.
This is the money is green here.
Yeah, but there's more green than just money.
Obviously,
it's quite little. Yeah.
But we saw customers very successful with exactly this, with making sure that you get the values that are not only money, but the way you impact your environment around you. So where you are on this pyramid with your organization is largely defined by how you do the basic elements of FinOps. So if your teams are aligned, you have timely and accessible reports, and making sure that everybody is responsible for what they use, this will make you successful in implementing FinOps. And this animation shows you exactly this. So if you want to be successful with use optimization, you need to be more capable at the bottom of this pyramid, because only by moving the lowest layer here, you will be able to enable your organization to go off the top. So over the years, we've learned that having proper cost visibility and allocation enables accountability, and the accountability will enable actions in your organization. If there's one important lesson I want to share with you is that there will be no shortcuts you can take. Like, there are no shortcuts, literally. You need to take it step by step, and focusing on basic capabilities will enable you to run optimal organization in the cloud and create those savings that we are all after, or at least that's a very important part of every journey we know about with customers.
Now we're getting timeout.
Yeah, we're getting timeout. I have still 17 seconds, so I can tell you that if you want to talk to us, please come visit us at NordCloud booth, but for sure we will be at our partners party today. So run with IBM Turbonomic, meet us there, and it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Petri and
Thanks for
Jakob.
watching that session. I'm sitting here in San Diego right after FinOps X. We hope you join us next year here live 2024. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel and join the community. Get involved, join the summits, get in a working group, and don't forget to get FinOps certified. Because next year here in San Diego for FinOps X, it's going to be twice as big. Come join the party. Come meet your people. Welcome home.